Hello boxing fans and welcome back to Andy's Cavern. How all tonight? All good I hope? Well, it's the night before Chisora's last dance with Otto Wallin. His 49th and apparently last fight in the UK. So, well, he says it's we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. He's like it's like he's hanging around forever, Chisora, but personally I think he should have been retired, and I've said this umpteen times a few years ago. I think he's probably taking too much punishment. He always seems to be in hard fights, but give him his due. He hangs in there and takes his licks, doesn't he? So how's this going to go? I mean, I think he should retire, but he keeps passing medicals. People keep paying him to fight and paying for tickets to see him. So he's obviously a bit of a draw to some of the fans, but I just fear for his health after he retires. I hope I'm wrong, but chances are getting hit in the head's no good for you, is it? It's a young man's game, boxing. But any age, it's no good for you getting hit in the head. So, and he's 41 now, he'll be 42 this year. So he's put it on the line for the fans over and over again, isn't he? So we'll see what happens. Let's just hope he gets out safe. But he's fighting Otto Wallin, who's quite a bit younger. And I think Otto Wallin's mid-30s, early to mid-30s. So he's at least maybe 6 or 7 years younger than Chisora. So he's only got 2 defeats in his record to Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. I mean, many people say that fight against Fury should have been stopped in that cut. That was a bad cut. And if you watch that fight, but I seem to remember in the 12th round, Fury was, you know, he almost looked like he was out on his feet. He was absolutely done for the 12th round. But I think Fury won the fight on points, but that was a bad cut. Wallin showed a bit of fire in that fight, but against Joshua he just kind of crumbled. So he doesn't look that confident at the press conferences I've seen so far for the head-to-heads against Chisora. But Chisora's he's a funny character. He could you don't know what he's going to do next. He's a bit unpredictable, isn't he? But he's been a good servant to British boxing and entertained us over the years, hasn't he? So, but he should be away by now. But how's the fight going to go? Well, Wallin's going to try and move, obviously. They're saying it's a small ring, which would probably benefit Chisora to an extent. He's going to bull forward, isn't he? I mean, he's obviously still got a bit of power about him. He managed to drop Big Joe Joyce, but what seems to be gone is his coordination and his footwork. I mean, he looked knackered from the 3rd round onwards against Joyce, but he still hangs in. He must be fit. I think he must train pretty hard for at his age to still be going the way he is. So he obviously puts hours in the gym. So how's it going to go? I mean, it'll probably be a to and fro, quite a close fight. Can he get Wallin out of there? Probably not. If he does, it's going to be very late on. I mean, Usyk says that the hardest he's been hit is by Chisora. I think I saw Dave Allen talking about him as well, saying he hits hard, but you know it's coming. It's not like he's not like a sharp shooter like maybe like David Hay was or Wilder was or anything like that. But he does throw big clubbing punches, doesn't he? And if he catches Wallin with one of them big clubbing punches, who knows what could happen? He might stop him. Can Wallin stay out of the way for long enough and outpoint him? That's also a possibility, but I just feel Chisora's going to get to him at some point. Or it could be a hard fought fight and it might end up being a draw, who knows? But what they're now saying is this is an IBF Eliminator for the title held by Dubois at the moment, who's going in against Parker in a couple of weeks' time. I'm a bit confused with this IBF Eliminator because I was under the impression that Martin Bakole against Ajegba was an IBF eliminator, or is it an IBF final eliminator? It's like, but then also there's a winner of Parker and Dubois for the IBF title. Is the winner of that not going to fight Usyk? So what happens then? Is there going to be an interim IBF title? And there's Zhang Kabayel. Is that not another world title eliminator? I'm not sure what belt for. I don't think it's IBF. It's all a bit mixed up, isn't it? Who's everybody fighting? Is everybody getting a title shot? I mean, the chances are there's not going to be. They only sort of fight every 6 months, these guys, don't they? Sometimes once a year. So I mean, Usyk's 38 now. I can see him being gone in the next year, right off into sunset. And good on him if he does. He's completed the game, so we shall wait. So who you've got picking up the pieces there? I mean, you've got. It's not a formality that Dubois is going to beat Parker, is it? I don't believe so. Initially, when I heard the fight announced, I thought, Dubois will run over Parker. But the more I think about it, the more I'm thinking there is a possibility. It's more a 50-50 fight, I suppose. There's more a possibility that Parker could, I think, win on points. I don't think he'll stop Dubois, but I think he could win it on points because I do think Parker's got a good skill set and he's pretty decent at most things, isn't he? He's got better footwork than Dubois, I would say. He's got more experience. Does he have a better boxing brain? Possibly. You can't write him off. I mean, Dubois got big power and he could probably get most folk out of there if he hits him clean. But Parker's pretty durable and he can take a shot. So I wouldn't go writing Parker off. Dubois might do him, but there's an argument to be made for Parker to win on points, I think, there. So what happens then, though, if Parker beats Dubois? Is there a rematch, or does Parker fight Usyk? I'd rather see Parker fight Usyk than Dubois fight Usyk, because we've seen that already, and I believe it would probably be the same result the next time. He might last the distance the next time, but I think Usyk would still beat Dubois. I would favour Usyk to beat Parker as well, but I think it'd be a more interesting fight to watch. And you've got winner of Zhang Kabayel. Who are they going to fight? Who's the winner of that going to fight? Is the winner of that possibly the winner of that fight the winner of Dubois and Parker if Usyk decides to retire or whatever? Then does Joshua come back into the equation? There was word of him fighting Bacoli in Africa, but that's all been poo-pooed by Eddie Hills, isn't it? So who knows? I favour Bacoli to beat Ajegba, so then hopefully Bacoli gets another big fight. I think he's certainly on Turki Al Sheikh's radar, isn't he, Bacoli? I mean, I like watching Bacoli fight, not just because he's based in Scotland. I think he's quite an entertaining fighter to watch. He throws plenty of punches and he's got a right cheery demeanour about him, doesn't he? He kind of exudes positivity, so we'll wait and see what happens there. But it's certainly interesting what's happening, but it is a bit puzzling with all these eliminators. I mean, Bricktop came out and said, oh, it's now for an IBF eliminator. So, ironically, Chisora's last fight could be a world title fight, but who would it be against? If it was against Parker, he's already fought Parker twice, hasn't he? Parker was victorious on both occasions, wasn't he? Though Chisora dropped Parker, I think, in the first fight, was it? In the first round. But Parker got up and carried on to win, didn't he? So, yeah, interesting stuff. So, I don't know what you guys think. What do you think is going to happen in the heavyweight division? Feel free to comment, and if you like the video, tick the like button, hit the like icon. And if you like what we're doing and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, because it all helps the channel in the long run, helps grow the channel, which I'm trying to do when I get time. Time poor I am, so it's not always easy to make these videos, but as long as you like what I'm doing, keep watching and tell your pals that like boxing. Again, it's late on, it's after the witching hour, so but I can only make them when I get time, so Aye, you're probably fed up me saying that, but that's the truth. You're only going to get the truth here as I see it. So, so we should be watching tomorrow night, but hopefully it'll be a decent fight and not a stinker. I've not really looked at the undercard. I believe Willie Hutchison was going to be fighting Zach Parker, but I think that's off as far as I heard earlier on, but I haven't really heard much. I think it was Zach Parker he's meant to be fighting, but I haven't heard much else about the undercard, so we'll watch it and see what goes on. If I get time, I'll maybe see more of the undercard than usual. Due to time restraints, only get about 3 fights, but certainly on the 22nd, I want to be settling down early to watch all these fights, because there's some absolute crackers on there, isn't there? That's a big bumper night of boxing for all us boxing fans, isn't it? So, so I think that's all for tonight. And as I always say, boxers in need, look them up if you've got 5 minutes and you like boxing. And you've maybe done it already anyway, so if you have, good on you. It's all for a good cause. So. Okay guys, that's all from me tonight. Till the next time, take care. Cheers.